Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my basement, or Mike's basement, if you will. That's the name, that's the real name. We are on Fenton Forest, 4X. We are about to spread some stinky stuff here on the farm, on my field, slurry. And then we're going to spread some lime, and finally we're going to plow the entire field. And from there on, I think I'm going to end this sort of session here. I have been recording, this is my third video now, so I think I'm going to end it. And then I'm going to continue on the next day because I really enjoy this map. And I hope that you can see how much I enjoyed in my videos. I think that this map reeks in the best way of the way Stevie makes maps, and I have been so fond of his of his Snitterton's farm, which I think is put together brilliantly. And in just the same way, I think that this map here, Fenton Forest, it is the same thing. I really enjoy his maps, and so does and so does Siri, because it constantly wants to get my attention. I think it was here we left it off. Let's spread it out anyway. And a line. Whoa. Let's just check the map. Let's see, where are we? We are there. Yes. I should be able to see where it's somewhere around here. Start the spreader. And autopilot on and all those things, so I can talk and talk. Alright, so why do I enjoy Stevie's maps? Well, I think I generally enjoy them because it seems that Stevie wants when you play on his maps, and I'm analyzing his thoughts, so if I'm dead wrong, then, well, he can of course object. But I think that the thoughts that Stevie has behind his maps, the maps that he makes, and probably also the mods that he makes, is that he wants you to have a good experience on the maps. He wants you to work, he wants you to struggle a little bit, but he also wants you to have a solution for your problems. And that is why he has placed, well, you have all the farms here ready, so you can put cows, sheep, pigs, chicken and horses. You have all 5 farms on the map right away. Now I have started this as a, you saw that, hopefully, as a starting from scratch, so we don't have that much money. But you have a lot of equipment on Stevie's maps, and you have a lot of implements, you have a lot of buildings on his maps. So if you are in lack of money and you don't need them, then you can sell them. So that's at least somewhere you can go. But also the fact that Stevie makes his own, he has made this silo here, and you have a buy point. You have also a sell point for bales. So you don't need to buy, you don't need to drive around on the map. You can sell the bales right there. I find that to be a cool way of, whoa, that was not what I wanted. I wanted to do this. Now you might argue, and I would say, well, to be honest, rightfully so, that he is sort of in some ways destroying the FS19 experience because he's making it way too easy. And I can certainly understand that objection. I just don't agree with it. If you have that objection, of course, it's sort of a, well, it's in some ways a straw man's argument, because I have never heard anyone make such a claim. But if you were of that point of view, I could understand it. I just don't agree with it. I think that the fact that you have all the things you need within an arm's length is, in my opinion, the best way to make a map like this. I don't want to drive the entire map from A to B, go all the way around the map in order to get one little trailer full of slurry or something else that I need. I want it to be relatively within my grasp, and then I can always, it's okay that I pay a little bit more for it. You do that with most of the mods, but as you saw, I can buy manure at the farm so I can get the greenhouses going. That means that I can get some income before I even start selling crops, and even before I buy animals or do anything of that sort. So I can get somewhere, I can get some money, I can get a little bit of steady income, and that means that I'm not dependent on having animals on my farm in order to get slurry, for example. Alright, so I think we're not going to deal with that little patch there. It's not going to make a huge difference in the outcome, in the yield of the crops anyway. And obviously I haven't even talked about what I want to put on my fields. So we need to figure that out. We're going to go for pigs. So obviously we need some wheat or barley, and then I think I'm going to go for soybeans, and then corn. We need corn no matter what, but I'm pretty sure we should have all those things. Let's just park this animal back where it came from. Alright. Now I do think I'm going to sell the square baler, because I don't think I need it. And then I'm going to buy the round baler collector wagon instead. Let's get this back in there in a little better way, a little nicer. And also this wagon there, let's just sell that right off right now. I'm driving like a maniac. Alright, I'm just going to pull the power on my steering wheel, because the FS19 isn't really engaged that much with well, no, let me just see what we can do with this wagon here before I sell it. We can even, is this the one that you can, it's hard to back with? Yeah, I think it is. Oh no, let me just see, we can unfold it. What will that do? Oh, like that. So it is sort of a ordinary, no, let's keep it then, because we need to sell the bales that we get from the sheeps. Let's keep this little wagon here. Alright, so not sell that, but sell this instead. Now I am going to keep the tether and the windrower, because we can actually get used for those. This, no, yeah. Now, obviously, I should drive this all the way to the store and then sell it there, but I'm going to sell it right here if I can. And let go. Let's see, sell. Yes, I will. Okay. Let's go pick a rubber the other ones that we want to sell, and that was the what is it called? I know what it is I want to sell, I'm not sure. It's not this Caro, it is the of course I can't remember. Cultivator. Because I don't need it. Or I do need it, but I want something else. Mommy, I don't want a cultivate, I want a disc arrow. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for the disc arrow and then let me do something crazy. Let's go. Whee! Yeah, I know. Let's sell this off as well. Doesn't give that much, but it does give something at least. Yes, I am. Alright, let me see if there's anything else I want to sell and anything else I want to buy. And then let me show you one nasty trick. Not nasty, but it's not like Trump. It's nasty. That you can use, and that is, we have that one here, and I want that. So I don't want that. Let me see if there's anything else I want to sell off now. No, doesn't seem to be it. And we have this spreader here. Spreader. No, let's keep it for now. Alright, so let me go for the menu here. Let's see. So, yeah, the baling menu, we want the Ursus here. Yep, I want to buy that. Thank you. Now I could have gone for the square baler and kept that and made squared base. It doesn't matter. But I do have that Manitou or whatever it's called, telehandler, so I could get the high bales. But I want to make round bales because for some reason I like round bales more than I like square bales. Aesthetically wise, I really don't enjoy the round bales because they can roll around. We got the animal transport. I don't think there was anything else I wanted. Yeah, let's 8,000, 6,000. No, I don't think so. Then we needed to go for this. It is sold 32,000, and this holds 7.3, and this holds 8. So there's not really much difference in that. So I'm not going to go for that right now. All right, so let's cheat. Because we can. So we have to reset. And this is so cheaty. Shh. And I got my tools right here, right now. And that is one other thing, Stevie magic thing that he does. There we go. Let's go pick up the... I'm just going to put it into place because I don't want it to be lying around. It's not really important. I just like to do it. And then we're going to go buy piggies at some point. I just have to check to see when it is best to buy piggies. Alright, let me just get rid of this so I can see. Now this is also helpful when you back things in. Because when your white dots are aligned with whatever you're trying to back in, if it's not with a dolly, then you will get it straight in like that. Nice. All right, let's just park this thingy-majingy here and let's get this one instead. Let's see if I can figure out how to extend it. There we go. Let's get it aligned for the field like this, and let's use the old art. It is still not, that's a good thing, not offset. Now, one other problem with the lime spreader, just as with the slurry wagon, you use a lot of lime for very, very quickly. So let me just see what's the 50. Now, yeah, let's see, like that, and like that, and yeah, there was the on-off. And let's start it up and engage the autopilot and go for 22. 22. 22. It's a bit late here, so I'm not. No, that's cheaty. Let's up it to 300, like that. Now it's still way less than you usually use when you spray around using the ordinary game, but I do think that it's, well, I think it's more reasonable. I'm not sure how much lime you actually use on a field, because in Denmark we honestly don't use lime that much, but it's part of the game here, and as far as I know, Season hasn't found a way to sort of take it out. But in Denmark I have never seen anyone use lime on the soil, and I can only think that is because we don't have that much acidic. We don't have that much acidic soil, so there's not much acid in our soil. Like that. And let's start it up. So I think that's why we don't use lime on the fields in Denmark, but well, it's a part of the FS19 game, so I'm going to use lime on my fields, even though I don't want to and don't need to. So what else can I say about the mods that I use? I don't use that many mods. I think I'm sort of fairly complacent with the mods that we have in the vanilla game. There are some mods that I really wanted, and that is why I have also used them. For instance, the cow food mixer station and the fermenting plant. I don't mind the clam silos, I really don't, but I just think it's, well, you know, it's easier. Oh, no. To use a fermenting plant, fermenting silo, instead of a clam silo. Like that. Alright. Now you can actually steer this manually if you want to. You can see you can keep it aligned if you want to. So that's, you can also do it from the outside. I just think it's easier to do it from the inside, because you have something to line it up with. You can see how it goes. So, and you have to remember that going around like this, it's really not going to make that big of a difference. If you get the white line out to sort of the way out to the side, then of course it's going to make a difference. But obviously you already knew that. So we're just going to spread some lime, and then we're going to plow the fields. Now these fields are, in my opinion, if you compare them with the fields in Starovis, they are bigger. Even these fields we have here, they are bigger, much bigger. But still I think that they are small enough that I can make a series of videos where I do all the things by myself. So I hope that you agree with that, because otherwise you're really going to waste your time here. Now, one thing I can say that I still haven't figured out completely in Seasons 19 is when the fields change state. And that goes particularly when you spread with respectively fertilizer and herbicide. Now, in the vanilla game, if you watch my videos from I think it's County Line. I can't remember whether it's County Line or Midwest Horizon. No, I think it's County Line. If you watch my videos from County Line, then you will see that I use this little trick on the fields, that if you plant your fields first using a planter that can plant, of course, or a seeder. If you use a seeder that can seed, optionally can cultivate, and also fertilize at the same time. Now you don't need to do that, as far as I know. You don't need to have a seeder that can fertilize at the same time, but that's the way I did it. But nevertheless, the trick is that if you seed your fields using a seeder that can cultivate and seed, of course, and then fertilize at the same time, you will have a field that is fertilized. Then you can run your fields over with a herbicide, spray them with herbicide. Then the fields will change state. You can see that they go from a darker shade of brown to a lighter shade of brown, or ground color or soil color, whatever you want to call it. Then you can run your fields over one more time with fertilizer, spray them with fertilizer, and then you have a field that is fully sprayed in any sense. You have sprayed it with fertilizer, you have sprayed it with herbicide, and as far as I have tested it, you can always preemptively spray with herbicide in the vanilla game. Now for Seasons 19, what I've been told is that you should be able to spray preemptively with the herbicide. So if I translate that, what you can do is way before you actually have herbs on your field, then you can spray with herbicide, and then you won't get any herbs on your field, or weeds, that is. But like I said, I haven't figured out yet how the system actually works regarding the changes of state in the fields, whether you have to wait for your crops to initially sprout and then you can spray them with herbicide, or how you do it. Perhaps we're going to figure that out here when I play this farm here a couple of times. I think that I'm going to go for at least, well, I'm going to say some strange words, because in Seasons 19, a season is, well, obviously, you know, a season is a season. But I think I'm going to go for at least a couple of years, 2-3 years in this game, perhaps more. Because we're going to have to sell off some piggies, and I found on my test farm, if you haven't seen that, please go and see my my how-to videos for how to take care of animals and all those things in Seasons 19. And then you will also see that I found that within 1 year or something like that, you actually get quite a bit of pigs, depending on what kind of pig you buy. Now, I'm also going to take you through it a little bit here. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty depths of it, because this is a playthrough. I'm playing a game here. I'm not making a walkthrough or a how-to video. So, but I'm going to sort of discuss the different things that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do. I've decided for myself. I want to go the traditional way. So I want piggies that produce a lot of offspring relatively quickly, and can be sold for quite a bit of money. Now the thing is that what I like in Seasons compared with the vanilla game is that in Seasons your animals, for the most part, is actually an investment. And that goes for the fact that, for instance, when you buy cows, you don't get any milk before something around 9 months, at least 9 months, because that is the, well, in lack of a better word, the pregnancy period for a female cow, just a cow, and she won't begin to lactate before she has given birth to a calf. So that is the investment. And also, obviously, you cannot sell your pigs off. Well, you can, but then you lose money before you have enough to sell off. But also, I would say, before they give a reasonable amount of money. And that means that you need to feed them up until, I would say, they are worth more than you sold them for. But I suppose that's depends on how you want to do it, because obviously you will also get more pigs than you started with, so you can sell off more than you started with, so you can even make money. That you can make money even if your pigs, the single pig, is worth less than what you bought it for. All right. So let's. Let's continue. Spraying lime. Now, not hopefully. Fortunately, we only have to do this once every third harvest, I think it is. And for the cornfield, we do have to plow every time. But other than that, we don't need to plow anything at any time at all. Now, how we're going to rotate the fields, that is something completely different. And that is something we have to try to figure out how to do best, because we're going to go for these 3 different crops. We're going to go for, let me see, wheat or barley. And then we're going to go for, I think soybeans is perhaps, no, canola. Canola is the one that gives the largest yield. And since the piggies are only concerned with how much food you give them, and not so much what it is, you don't get, I don't think you get content bonus for giving them soybeans over canola. And then finally we're going to go for corn. Now we're going to rotate those crops around in some clever way. We're going to make a clever plan for that. Whoa. But that is something we are going to go from down the road. I don't think that, no, the soil temperature is still too cold for us to be able to, well, seed anything at all. And we also need to find a way to seed corn, because we don't have a corn seeder, as far as I know. Now we don't need to feed the pigs all those things. It's only a way to get them to be more productive. We can't go with just, well, wheat or barley or canola, and those are sort of relatively equal regarding, oh, sorry, it's late, regarding when we can plant them and the soil temperature we need. Now I think perhaps that for the big field, somewhere down the road, we might go for cotton, because I've never done a cotton farm before. No, I don't want to pack it together. So that might be interesting. But other than that, the main part of the main thing we're going to do here right now, that is going to be the piggies. So we're going to get some animals. Now, the sheeps, I'm going to go for wool sheep. So like I say, I'm traditionalist in this sense. So I'm going to go for piggies that produce a lot of piggies. I'm going to go for sheeps that produce a lot of wool. And I'm going to sell that off, obviously. Now, the good thing about sheeps is that when we get when we get grass on the fields, they're going to eat that. And as long as there's grass, they're going to eat it. Now, the thing is that contrary to cows and piggies and, well, just basically those animals, I'm not sure about, perhaps also, no, not horses, because they need both oat and hay. But cows, for instance, they care tremendously a lot about what you give them. So if you only give them grass, then they're going to give you a relatively low productivity. If you give them hay or silage, they're going to give you a little more productivity. And finally, if you give them the golden standard total mixed ration, they're going to give you 100% productivity. Now for sheepies, they really don't care whether you give them hay or grass. It gives an equal amount of 100% productivity. So that is one of the things I really like about the sheepies, is that we can do it like that. All right. So I'm going to drive the tractor over to the other farm, and then I'm going to end this video because we have hit the 30-minute marker. And like I said, I'm trying to keep these videos below 30 minutes. Let me just get this set up like that. Yep. And let's adjust it. No, yeah, one thing. In order to adjust the area that you were driving on in the guidance steering mod, you use the left alt and then the page up and page down keys. So now you can see here that the way the field is reflecting right now, that is because we gave it slurry. So ordinarily it wouldn't look like that. If I had plowed it first and then given it slurry, or run it over with the Courseplay, then you would definitely see a difference, a huge difference. Alright, I'm going to set this up and then I'm going to take my leave. Just see if I can get it set up properly, like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching my videos, being here on my channel. I am so grateful that you are here. Like always, if you like my video, then give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, well, give it a thumbs down. And if you want to follow me and see the awesome content that I make, then you hit that subscribe button and the bell right next to it. And then you'll get notifications whenever I make something new. Bye bye, and see you in the next video.